Yo guys, welcome back to another episode of JR14. Here we are, Eternal Performance. We got this low ass M4.
Alright, everybody, let's go. Party over. Let's go home.
Let me ask you one question though. Is it worth it being that low?
Hell yeah.
So as you guys know, we're back with Project Civic Budget Build. And today we're going to be installing another part on the car. Shout out to Slow Speed. This is his build right here. So I got a 4-door LX. He's got a 2-door EX manual. I got an automatic, Crap-O-Matic. Hopefully we can change that pretty soon. But today what we're going to do is we're actually going to be installing... Oh, let me get inside the car here and show you guys what we're going to be installing. We're going to be installing this guy right here. We're going to be installing this bad boy right here. So this you can get on Amazon. It's $116. It's basically a rear view camera, but it's also a rear view mirror, but it's also a dash camera, as well as it is a rear view camera, lane departure warning, all that crazy stuff. I'll put in the link in the description below if you want to buy this. This is universal, works on any car if you want. Volkswagen, BMW, Audi, Nissan, doesn't matter. If you want to put this on the car, you will be able to. We breaking parts already? Oh, there goes the carbon fibers. Alright, so we're going to show you how to quickly install this. It shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully it's not. Should be pretty easy to install. Should be pretty simple. So rust spots underneath, so you can't put it underneath. Is it going to push through? That's what you got to do? This dude has to lift the fender. Yo, talk about low life. That's the Civic way. You got to pull the side of the car up so that he can get the thing underneath it. Only Turtle Performance. Only Turtle Performance right here. So far with the modifications with the Civic, we have done a 7-inch double-din radio. We have done upgraded headlights, as you guys can see here, with the LED bulbs as well, with high beams. So we have that all set up already. We also did LED taillights as well. And as you guys seen in the last video, we actually went through Gio's shop to see what this car actually needs, because even though it is extremely clean, it is not perfect. So I'm definitely going to go in further review with that. But you know what's so funny about these though? Even though stuff breaks on them, they're not expensive. Like for instance, compared to this M4, if you look at sway bar control arms, sway bar end links for a BMW M4 versus this car, they're like quadruple the price. It's ridiculous. So I'm rambling right now, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and unbox this really quickly and get this all opened up. There we go. Boom. So what you get in this kit? All right, so here we go. You get the actual dash mirror here. Boom. So the dash mirror here is a full mirror, but it also is a full screen. Also, you have the dash camera on the back right here. So that's the first thing that we have. Put that in the driver's seat. The second thing we have in this box, packaging's pretty cool. We also got this other stuff that we're going to be installing today. We got it works through cigarette lighter, so we got that. We got the GPS antenna, which I don't know exactly where I'm mounting that yet, so we're going to put that. We also have the wiring for the rear view camera. The only thing I don't know how to do, and I don't think I'm going to be installing it in this video, I'll update you on how to do this, but this is for the reverse wire right here. We're not going to be putting that in, and this is the rear view camera right here. So this will actually mount onto the rear of the car, and you'll be able to set everything up. And these are actually the mounts that go on the back of the rear view right there, so that this way you can install it onto any dash mirror. So that's the cool thing about this. So this mirror, you'll be able to install it on any rear view mirror. I believe this is 12 inches or 13 inches wide or long, whatever. But pretty good build quality. Comes with a 32 gigabyte card, and it's pretty cool. So we're definitely going to throw this in the car right now. Hopefully it's not too bad. Sorry about that. I got a light finally. All right, so we're up here trying to see if I can get the light to shine where I need it to shine at, so I can. Okay, cool. We're going to be installing this today. All right, so the first things first, let's get this mounted up. So the box is right here with everything. I try to get all these lights for you guys, but yo, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, how you gotta do it. So, all right. So pretty much, I'm gonna take these. Do I have to take a video of that too? No. Just, you don't have to if you don't want to. All right. So this goes like that. And these strap on the back of this.
Strap-ons.
Lino's extremely nasty, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, I apologize.
No, it's cool. It's your natural humor. Cool. And then the other side. And that doesn't look like it's going anywhere. I mean, one thing I can tell already, it's going to be a little complicated, is that this thing is really heavy. But actually, it doesn't really matter where I put it because it's a whole screen. So if I get it like this, it's still going to be fine because the camera is in good sight right here. And everything's good with that. So the next thing that we need to run is the wiring, right? So there's a couple things that we need to do. One of the wirings that we need to set up is I believe this is the dash camera power source. So no, I'm sorry, the power source is up there, but we don't need that right now. What we need, this is all for the rear. This is all running the rear camera, and this red wire is to trigger it to the reverse lights. Now we're not going to be doing the reverse lights today, just the simple fact that, you know, I don't really deal with wiring. You guys know that. Plug and play stuff is mainly my thing. I'm not going to go ahead and do this, so I'm going to just tape this off with electrical tape and stick it somewhere for now. I'm not going to need it anyway. But I do need the power supply, so which is right here. So this should technically just work after me doing this. So we're going to do that first, and I'll show you guys everything else. Alright, so I gotta run this. Where is this one up? It should be up here, and it is. So I plug this up here just to make sure everything works. So I have to run this up here, down the pillar, some way in here, some way, shape, or form, and get it to here. So that should be enough wire actually to get all that done. But I'm just gonna plug it in just to see how it is. And keys are nice. I do need car keys, which are right here. We're just gonna not start it up, but we're just gonna turn accessory mode on. So if that works, which means this should work. So that's the screen right here. Oh wow. All right, so the picture's not the best, and it's probably because there's a cover over it, right? Yeah. So get the plastic off of the camera here. What the heck? Oops. Alright, cool.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so now that's off. Oh, it looks a lot better. Okay, cool. So this is in front of me. So in front of me, I can leave the camera like this, but then also I can adjust the angle of the camera like this. So if I wanted to see the front hood like this, then I can pretty much see everything in front of me. Now, if I plug the rear camera, which I'm not going to do, so this is the rear view camera right here. So this is cool, and I'm sure like when I click this button, you can turn it off. And obviously if you had the other auxiliary in, you'll be able to turn it to the back camera mode. Now obviously, like I said, that's not set up yet, but basically what I'm going to do is that I have to tuck all this wiring. So if you ever see my Blackview video, I didn't get an expensive dash camera for this car simply due to the fact that it's a $1,000 Civic. I'm not going to spend $900 on a dash camera. This does the same job, so this does have motion detection and everything like that. It does record, it does have lane departure warning. Like I said, it does have GPS, so it'll tell you north, south, everything like that. It does have the time and everything here, and it's touchscreen, so you could pretty much set the date and the time and everything like that. And you have everything at a brightness. If you want it brighter or if you want it dimmer, it's up to you. It's not bad. It's obviously, and there's still a plastic cover on this, which I'm not going to take off until everything is done. But obviously the rear camera, it's not going to go to the rear camera because the rear camera is not installed yet. But I'm going to wire everything up. Basically, I'm going to do this for the power. I'm going to run the power up here, down the A pillar here, and I'm going to try to get it in here somewhere and try to run it in between the trim and here, and then have it put up here. All right, guys, so we're back in the car. This is a little while ago. I actually wanted to take some time, a few months after installing this Wolfbox rear view dash camera, so that I can give you my impressions on it as well in the same video. So now we're currently in 2021 when we've installed that in 2020, and there's some cool things about this and some not so cool things about this, which I'm going to go over with you right now. So here's the unit up here. As you guys can see, this is the clear. It's a really nice display. The cameras that are used are Sony cameras for the front, which is right over here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see that. And then there's one on the rear of my trunk, which is right there. Oh, you gotta always make sure you have your black ice. This is the best smelling stuff ever. There's some cool things that I actually learned about it. So if you go in here, you can actually take a picture, like let's say something you see suspicious or someone backed into your car. You can actually take a picture and it actually keeps that in a memory card. Now I believe it comes with a 32 gigabyte card. Also, what you can do is you can lock this so it locks the current file so it doesn't overwrite it. So for instance, if you see an accident or if you're part of an accident, all you have to do is hit that and it saves that current file so it won't interfere with any other recording. Now I have a recording up to 3 minutes per time, so you can go into settings, which is over here. If I stop recording this, then you can go into settings. Then you have movie mode, which is 1080p, so it's 1080p and 60 frames per second. That's for the front camera and the rear camera. Also, you can have the movie clip time, so these are the durations of clips. So it doesn't write over itself, it just saves minute clips or 2 minute clips up to 3, or it does up to 3 minutes. This thing does have LDWS, which is lane departure warning system. Don't use this, it's really annoying. It doesn't really detect lanes well, so I really would not suggest you using that. And then also you can use stuff like, for instance, power off within 1 minute of the car being off. There's other cool settings in here. The GPS is another thing that is a cool thing about this, because it does tell you, where does it tell you? Right here. So it tells you like northeast or anything. It's only while you're moving, not when you're staying still. So pretty much you'll see like northeast or south or east or northwest or whatever, and it gives you the miles per hour here. But the miles per hour, and this is also ran by a GPS box, which they give you in the kit. I was gonna mount it on the glass, but instead I mounted it right there on the dashboard. The 3M adhesive doesn't stick well, so it just hangs there. Also, the miles per hour doesn't read correctly. When you open the box, it will be in kilometers. Everything else works great. The time, the date, and everything else, but the lane departure is off, but the miles per hour doesn't read correctly. So for instance, if I'm in Mexico, if I'm doing 80, this will read 40. So this doesn't really sync well. Another thing I don't like about this, and this is because this car is really old, it's just because like when I hit bumps over time, this is actually attached onto the existing rearview mirror, so it's not meant, I guess the ball joint that they use for the rearview mirror is not meant to hold this type of weight. So when you hit over bumps, it occasionally sags, but I just push it back up and it's fine. Other than that, everything else was pretty easy to route. Another thing I really like about this camera setup is this right here. So if I wanted to look at the front image, you can look at the front image here, or if you wanted to look at both at the same time, this is the front of the car, this is the rear of the car, you can do that as well. And it can record, it records front and rear all the time, but if you wanted to look at it specifically while you're driving, you can do that. The only reason why this is crooked is because the mirror is crooked. So if I move that, it's going to move the angle camera, or the angle of the camera, excuse me. Also, it's pretty cool to use. Like I really did find this useful. Now backing up, now I keep it on this mode. I keep it on a rear view mode. Now when you're getting close to a car, you have to be very, very, very careful with this, due to the fact that objects seem closer than what they appear, kind of like what you see in the side mirror here, what that message is. So the car that you're backing into will look closer than what you're actually, than the space than you actually have. It's actually pretty okay, due to the fact you probably won't hit anything with it. But yeah, I mean, overall the system is pretty cool. I totally recommend it. There are some quirks with it. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. If you don't have a rear view camera, like this is a 1999 Honda Civic, this car did not come with a backup camera. I could have installed it in this head unit. It did come with a rear view camera with that, but that was really difficult to set up because you have to like splice into the reverse everything for the automatic transmission for it to come on automatically. It was a pain in the butt. I wasn't doing all that. But this is actually pretty cool. Now the way that the last thing I'm going to show you is how I routed it. So I routed everything up through the headliner here. Then I ran it down. Oh no, I'm sorry. I ran it up the B pillar. I'm sorry, the A pillar into the B pillar. But then I ran it down underneath the back door into the trunk. Well, guys, like I said, this was pretty easy to install. I never really had to route anything except now. Well, I did have to route with my old, well, not my old car, but my GTI. It was a little easier since it was a hatchback. You didn't have to, like, I mean, you had to go through the hatch portion and you just went to the headliner all the way back. But in this car, it's a little different considering the fact it's not a hatchback and you don't have the grommets at the top where the wiring harness goes through with the trunk, if you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. But compared to my Blackview, obviously a Blackview is way more expensive because it comes with way more features. A thing I do not like about this system is that if I turn the car off, that turns off. So this does not record while you're away. It doesn't have any modules for it. It's just simply a cigarette lighter type of deal, which I have plugged in right here. And that's pretty much it. But when it's running, it does record. And there's a power button here as well. So you have it right here. It makes a little swishing noise, which is their startup, and then it goes right to it. No issues. You can change the brightness. I found this to be pretty bright at night. So with this, you can pretty much brighten the screen here. At night, it's pretty bright, but it's not too bad. So I usually put it like right in the center to give a happy medium for the daytime where I can still see and nighttime. Another thing I like about this, but it's with early rear view cameras in general, is that dirt gets on the back of the car, which means this will not look as great. I know that there's a lot of flickering with like updated cars with LED headlights. The camera, the lens on that camera really doesn't like the LED lights too much, but it's pretty useful. Another cool thing I really do like about this, if you don't like the height of this, you can actually change it. Now this I found out at the very last minute, so you can go all the way up to the sky, you can go all the way down to the ground. So I like looking at it mainly at the ground because obviously too bad I couldn't see, depending on where you mount this, you may be able to see your rear bumper. So you may be able to see how close you are getting to cars, but I leave it like right there so I can see a little bit of the street because the car is it's a car, not a truck. So I would need to be a little lower. And then also the same thing for the front camera as well. So you can actually go up and you can go down, which is pretty cool. Like I really didn't know it did that. The only mode you can't do that on is when you're looking at both of these at the same time. It actually gives you a nice wide, clearer view of the front and rear of the car. But yeah, if you guys did like this video, and if you do like the Woodbox, I'm sorry, the Woodbox, the what is this called? I think it's called the Wolf, I'm sorry. If you guys did like this video, and if you do like the Wolfbox rear view camera, this works for all cars. Make sure all cars, all configurations, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to JR14. I'll put a link where you guys can buy this. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so when you use that link, it does help me out and helps out the channel to create more content like these. But again, hope you guys liked the video, and you guys always remember when you're making your old beater car more modern by having features like this, you guys always remember that cars are a lifestyle.